AI has changed coding in fundamental ways. And if I was to learn to code again from scratch today in 2026, I would do it in a drastically different way compared to how I did it around 4 years ago when I learned to code. A lot of people are afraid of AI. They see it as something that could replace programmers. But I think now, like 3 years into all this AI hype, we have seen that this has not been the case. In fact, if you look at job openings, there was a crash a few years ago. But guess what? Right now, job postings for software engineers have started to rise quite quickly again. So now could be the perfect time to learn to code if you have been putting it off. However, while AI might not replace programmers, a human using AI will replace you if you do not know how to use it in the right way. So in this video, I'm going to give you an AI-driven way on how to learn to code as fast as possible in 2026. Because sadly, a lot of people today are relying on outdated information from a couple of years ago. Because what was enough to land a job 5 years ago, it's not enough anymore. Because with AI, programmers have become much more productive. It's become easier to code, which means that the bar is higher than it was before. But at the same time, if you use AI properly, reaching this higher bar is also much faster. So if you watch this video and you follow every single step all the way through, you are going to be able to have the required skills to land a developer jobs in as little as a couple of months. So all of this relies on you having access to the right AI tools. And it is not enough anymore in 2026 just to have ChatGPT or like one specific AI model that you try to use to do everything. If you really want to optimize this, you want to have specific AI tools for different tasks. And you could, of course, go and subscribe to all of these models individually, and that would be quite expensive and quite a hassle to deal with. But in this video, I want to teach you how to use a tool called GenSpark that actually allows you to have all of these tools in one place just via a single subscription. Now, GenSpark are sponsoring this video, but I think they are the best AI tool in 2026. And there is a reason why they reached literally $100 million a year in revenue in just 9 months, because they do such a good job of consolidating all of these AI tools into one place and making it easier for you to achieve everything from software development to design to research to image generation just in one place. So throughout this video, we're going to be using GenSpark to achieve a lot of these steps. And what makes it even better is that in 2026, they are offering free unlimited use of AI chat and AI image for all of their paid users. So I highly recommend you take up on that offer, which you can do from the link down below in the description. So step 1 of learning to code is to choose your niche. The reason why this matters is that you don't want to be like a general developer, the kind of developer that's trying to do backend and frontend and build some games and some mobile apps, because this is not how you land a job. How you land a job is by being specialized. So you want to research the different types of software development that are out there, from backend development, front-end development, mobile development, DevOps, AI engineering, game development, although I don't really recommend that because the salaries are not that great and the work is quite difficult, and all the other niches that are out there, and then pick one that you're going to focus on. That doesn't mean that you're never allowed to go and do something in another niche. If you're interested, of course you can, but you want to mainly focus on one if you want to make this as efficient as possible. And here again, it really matters what you choose, because job demand and the actual ease of landing a job is different across these different niches. For example, if you try to become a machine learning engineer, it's going to be much harder for you to break in because they often require specialized education. However, if you pick something like front-end development, all you need to be able to do is build nice front ends, which is much easier to teach yourself. And there's going to be always trends on which technologies have more demand and things like that. So I highly recommend doing your research on this properly. Luckily today with AI, you can make this extremely easy. For example, if you use GenSpark, they have a dedicated agent for doing specific research like this, and it's called their deep research agent, where you can go and give a prompt like, for example, this one: do research for me on the pros and cons of different types of software development from a career perspective, include front-end, back-end, DevOps, AI, game development, and you can add whatever niches you want. And here you can see that I've run this prompt and it has given me this response, where it has essentially given me this full document on the results of its research. He has given me, for example, for AI, machine learning engineering, median salary, job growth, senior roles, the pros, the cons, everything like that. So you can let AI just create a document like this for you, read through it, use that as part of your research, and then choose one of these niches yourself. The other thing that I recommend doing is setting up what is called GenSpark Claw. So GenSpark Claw is GenSpark's own Claude bot agent that essentially allows you to run research like this on the background, because as you learn to code, you will have to keep an eye on the industry. It's important to keep up to date on what is happening, what are the current trends in the industry. But if you have to do this manually, again, that's going to take up a lot of time that you could be spending on actually learning to code. So what I have done here is that I've given it this prompt: send me a daily briefing about the latest developments in the software development industry in the US. And you could replace that with whatever country you're in, and then it's gone ahead and done that. And it has created me a briefing like this over here, and then every day it's going to send it to me. And you can choose how it's going to send it to you. For example, here I have told it to send it to me on WhatsApp, and then over here on channels you can connect it to your WhatsApp, your Line, your Slack, your Discord, however you want to receive it. And now over here on my WhatsApp you can see that I have received the report over here, and it's been sending it to me every single day. And this is a very easy way for you to keep up to date with the industry without having to manually spend time doing that. There's a bunch of other cool things that you can do with GenSpark Claw. You can set it to research job openings, even then create you customized resumes for all these job postings. There's so many things you can do. Once you have chosen your niche, your step 2 is going to be to create a learning plan. Now, where a lot of people fail is that they have no structure. They simply go and watch random tutorials. They go and do some random courses in a random order where they're not learning in a structured way, and they're not actually thinking about, or they don't even know what are all the skills that you actually need to learn. What you should do is, before you start learning, come up with a list of topics and list of skills that you actually need to reach your goal, which is probably to land a job. And then you're just going to systematically learn those things in order. Now, sure, in the beginning, the easiest way to start is to do some kind of beginner course on your chosen niche of software development. But what happens after you've done that and you don't even know where to go next? This is where people get stuck. What you want to do is build yourself a clear roadmap and then follow it step by step. Luckily with AI, again, this is easy to do. You can just go to AI and give it a prompt like this one: create a 3-month learning plan for becoming a junior front-end developer. And because I put this into GenSpark Super Agent, what it's going to do is going to use the same deep research agent to go and do the research on what is the proper learning plan for you. And then it's going to use the Google Doc agent, which I have access to by connecting GenSpark to my Google tools. And it's going to go and put that into a Google Doc for me, which I'm then going to always have access to, that I can always have open and reference at any point. Once you have your plan, you want to start executing. And the best way to do that is to execute using AI as your teacher. Now, sure, in the beginning, you shouldn't just rely on AI. You should have a course or a program that you choose. Perhaps you let AI recommend it to you, or you just find it online. But where I really see the value of AI is not even in coding, but actually helping you understand things that you don't understand. The limitation of watching a course or something, it could be my program. I have a program where I teach specifically Python development, if that is your chosen path. But I never know where you specifically might get stuck. I never know, maybe there's something that I explain in my program that you don't quite understand. So what I want you to do throughout your process is, whenever you have a concept that you learn that you don't quite understand, just ask AI to explain it to you. Use prompts like, explain this concept to me like I am 12 years old. Explain this simply. It is very, very good at doing that, actually. So this essentially allows you to have a personal tutor as you are going through your learning to code journey without actually having to pay the high hourly cost for an actual human tutor. What you need to do is to make sure you understand the high level. For example, if you're learning about databases, just understand how is data actually stored in the database in a conceptual level. If you're learning web development and you're learning about how the backend and the front end interacts, don't try to learn the specific syntax of how to make an API call or something like that. Try to remember the high level idea of what it means to have a front end that communicates with a backend, what actually happens when a request is sent from the front end to the backend, and what the different types of requests that you can send actually mean. What is a GET request? What is a POST request? So again, not what is the exact syntax to send a POST request, but rather, what does it mean to send a POST request? And when do you use a POST request over a GET request? Because the specific syntax, you can always check. You can always have AI write it up for you if you don't remember. And honestly, once you start building projects and you do it a bunch of times, that's going to be built into your muscle memory anyway. So you don't really need to spend time on it. This is how you can save a bunch of time that a lot of people waste trying to memorize things that are not really important. And after you've been going through this for a while, you need to go to step 4, which is building a project. And this is going to be the most important step that sadly so many wannabe programmers completely skip. Because the thing you need to understand is that you don't learn when you are watching some course. You learn when you take some concept that you have kind of learned, but you don't really fully understand, but then you try to build something with it. Because the way your brain learns is not actually when you take in information from a video or from a course. It learns when it tries to apply something into actually building something. So it doesn't learn when stuff goes into your brain. It learns when stuff tries to come out of your brain and actually create something real. And once you start building projects, a beautiful thing is going to happen. You're suddenly going to start to feel confident about your abilities. Once you build a couple of your first websites, you get the hang of how to send API requests, how to connect the database to your backend and things like that. You're going to feel like, oh, I actually now know how to do this. But what's great again here in 2026 is you can always ask AI when you get stuck. And for example, GenSpark has a specific agent for software development called their developer agent, which you can literally use to build full projects from scratch, which I don't recommend you do. But what I recommend you do is that you use it as a tool to help you get started, to help you perhaps debug your application when you get stuck. What you can, for example, do is take your project and ask the AI something like, review my code and suggest improvements like a senior engineer. So now essentially you have almost like a senior engineer that is reviewing your code, and you can very quickly get to this loop where you build something, you get it reviewed, you make changes, and through this you learn, and you learn how to code almost like a senior engineer without even working a single day in a real company. This is a real hack that you can make insane progress insanely quickly if you do it right. And after you have built some project, you now have some sort of a portfolio. You can move on to step 5 of getting ready to get hired. And to do this, you need simply 3 things. You need a portfolio, which you're now gonna have through your projects. You need a resume, and you need some basic interview prep. And here's how I would use AI to do all of this for you. Number 1, you would take your projects, push them into GitHub. And again, you can ask AI how to do that if you don't know. And then you're going to use AI to design for you a really good looking portfolio website. The way I would do this is that you can go, for example, to GenSpark and use their super agent, which is their agent that allows you to combine multiple agents at once. You tell it to create a design for a portfolio website using designer agent, which is their agent specialized at creating designs. Then it's going to go and use the AI designer to create some very professional designs for a portfolio website, which you can then view the result of. For example, here where I ran this as a test, it's created me 4 different designs, which I can then look at and decide which one works for me. For example, let's say I like this one. I can tell it then that I like design 1, please use developer agent to code it for me. And here you can actually kind of abuse AI and just let it do as good of a job as possible, because this is something that we're gonna put in front of recruiters, and this just has to be as impressive as possible. Again, most people aren't using something like a specialized AI agent to design it and then another specialized AI agent to actually code it. So they just use something like basic ChatGPT, which gets them pretty mediocre results. So if you use something like this, you're gonna be able to stand out. And over here, we're gonna see the results of the developer agent. And we can see that it has created us right here a very professional looking portfolio that we can then connect to our projects. So that takes care of the portfolio. The next step is going to be your resume. And again, here you can use a specialized AI agent that understands how to create resumes to just create this for you. You give it a description of all your experience and everything like that. Before, you wouldn't need to literally go and read books about how to write optimized resumes. And I remember when I was doing this, I had to go through like 20 drafts, getting it reviewed by a bunch of people. But now in the age of AI, you can just give it to AI. It's automatically going to know all the best practices of how to create a professional resume, and you could just have it created for you. And lastly, for your interview prep, sure, obviously you need to study on what the company is actually looking for and everything like that. But once you kind of understand that, you can use AI to essentially do some mock interviews. So right now, GenSpark is offering unlimited use of their AI chat, which is perfect for this purpose. So you can just tell it, for example, simulate a junior developer interview, ask me coding plus behavioral questions, and it's going to ask you questions. You're going to think about how to answer, you're going to give it your answer, and it's going to automatically give you feedback, because again, it understands kind of what these companies are looking for and things like that without you having to go and do a bunch of research on your own. And while you're doing this, your GenSpark Claude bot will have been doing research constantly on the background of job postings and things like that. So you will have a bunch of job postings that it has given to you ready to go that you're going to start applying for. And then every time you have a job posting, you can even give that job posting to AI, which is going to give you a specialized resume just for that job postings, because companies really like that when you have kind of edited your resume to match that specific company to show that you really want to work for that company. And all of these things are ways in which you can literally shortcut your way of getting to an employable stage in your learning to code journey. So I hope that this was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the description. Again, you can check out GenSpark from my link down below in the description, which by the way will also give you free credits. And again, remember that they are offering unlimited use for AI chat and AI image for all paid users. Thank you for GenSpark for sponsoring this video. And with that, good luck on your learn to code journey. It's the best thing you will ever do, and I will see you in the next video.